Hey crafty friends, I'm back again. It's me. You know me, you trust me. I discovered something really cool. There was a channel and it's called Art and Whimsy, and this girl runs it, and she was doing Gelli Plate stuff, and I happened upon her tutorial on how to make Gelli Plate printed washi tape. Seriously? Like, oh my god, I had to do it. So basically what you need is you can use deli paper or some sort of thin kind of paper, not tissue paper though. So I'm using the rice paper that I have because why not, right? So you want to have, you know, however many sheets of the washi tape you want to make, you want to have that many sheets of your paper, whether it be deli paper or craft paper. You can even use copy paper. It don't matter. But the thing is, you want it to be the exact size of your plate. So whatever size your plate is, that's the size you want to cut your paper to. So I've got 2 papers. The other thing you need is score tape. I've got a couple different sizes, but you only really need just one size. Doesn't matter. I've got really big 1 inch. I'm gonna do a few of those. And what you're gonna do is you're going to take your score tape, and I'm gonna attempt to do this. Actually, I'm gonna start from the bottom because I could see better. And you're going to lay it sticky side down, which I just screwed up already. Crap, I screwed up. That's okay. I'll adjust it. I'll make do. I tried to get it too close to the damn edge, and this paper like sucks right up to the tape, which is really bizarre. And you want to put them fairly close together without them touching. And so I'm going to do 3 of the 1 inch strips. You don't want to put them so close that they're going to get, you know, be weird. And you don't want to put them so far away that you have a lot of space in between them. And then I'm going to do some of the, sorry for all the crinkling. I'm going to do some of the 5/8 inches score tape. Blech. Do the same thing. Why is it wrinkling? Do a few strips of those. I'll probably just do 1 sheet unless I don't want this video to be super long, because I know my past few videos have been kind of long. So I don't want to overdo it. So I may just do 1. You'll get the idea. It's not rocket science. If you've got a Gelli plate and some score tape, you have got the means to do this. Okay, so I did 4 of the 5/8 size. And I will do the remaining in the 1/2 inch size. So mine has a few wrinkles in it, but I really don't care. That does not bother me whatsoever. If it bothers you, then sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But when you're dealing with super thin papers, you run the risk of having some wrinkles. Just embrace them. That's the best way to deal with them, is to embrace them. That's what I always say. Embrace your wrinkles, whether they be on your face or on your paper. Because there is no sense in fighting it. I might be able to fit 1 more. Let's see. No, not really. Let's not say we did. Okay. Now that I've got that done, I'll move that out of the way. Okay. So now I'm just going to cut off the edges of where it stuck past my paper. Just give it a trim on both sides. because I'm not good at getting things even That is definitely true. The only thing with this washi tape is you're not going to be able to roll it up. It's going to have to stay in a strip. So the best bet is to, you know, have like a folder or something you could put it in. All right, all right. And I'll use this to maybe for another time or something. I don't know. If, you know, if this gets lengthy. And then you're going to get your Gelli Plate. And you're going to lay your Gelli Plate out. And you're going to pick your colors of paint or whatever you want. Yeah, it's going to have a few wrinkles in it, but guess what? I don't care. I ain't that picky. And of course, you know me, I'm going to go for the metallics, purples and pinks and pretty stuff like that, just because I can, and that's what I like. And you got to do what you like. Trying to find my favorite. The metallic pink is my favorite. I might throw a little bit of that blue in here if I can find it. All right, pain in the butt. I've got my basin of water. I've got my paints. That's the main color I think I want, is the metallic pink, which I just leaked this all over the side of my Gelli Plate instead of the top, because I'm a dingbat. Get a baby wipe. I should have one of those at the ready at all times because I'm such a damn mess. This is the stuff that was kind of gloppy. I don't know why it's gloppy. And then we've got the pearl metallic-y kind of white color, which is really pretty. And we're going to add a wee bit of green. Here, 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 and here. And I think that's good. I think that'll do the job. That'll give us what we're looking for. What we want out of this. So for this, we're not going to put any stencils down. I might just throw a little, you know, random texture through here. With one of the texture thingies that I got. Like this. I'm going to run this through there. Like so, and leave it at that. And then I'm going to put the paper side down, not the tape side, okay? Paper side down on the plate. And even it up as best as you can. It's a little bit smaller than my plate, which is good. It's better that it's a little bit smaller than a little bit bigger. Or it can be a little bigger. You can always cut it. Not a big deal. Doesn't matter if you get stuff on the back. You can wipe it off or whatever. Doesn't matter. As long as your tape stays on and you get the edges brayered. Okay. And then you're going to pull up your print when you're good and ready to. And voila, how cool is that? Okay, so that's your print. Now you're going to let that dry. While that's drying, you're going to grab a piece of paper so that you don't waste what's on here, because you got some good print abilities on here. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper and I'm going to pick that up while I can, because why the hell not? It's a pretty color, you know, combination. So you're gonna, don't waste a print. See that? Look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. So you're gonna set that aside. And I'm gonna do a tag or two, because why not? While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna do a couple of tags. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Do this tag. That's the nice thing about tags is they help you use up all your excess paint that's on here. So you can probably, I could probably do 15 tags on this thing with the way it is right now. It does not have to be loaded full of paint, because that's the nice thing about tags is you can move them around and keep picking up more and more paint. So I'm just going to do a few. And nice about the black is, since usually you want the black to show a little bit, so you don't have to cover the whole tag. You can just do this and leave it just like that if you wanted to, but of course I go back in and do at least one more pull, maybe two, and voila. Then I leave it like that with some black peeking through. The white ones are nice. Well, I did it on that side, whoops, well that's okay, because it's still going to give us a cool print and it'll just have a tan background. That looks cool actually. So yeah, you could sit there and just do tags while your washi tape is a drying. And then I've got these little pieces of paper. And this also helps clean off your plate. Yeah, great. And I'll do one more, and it won't be as full as the other ones, but it'll be okay. Just to finish off what I got going on. It's not bad. Not bad. It does not, they don't all have to be fully covered. But this helps clean your plate off too. I said that already, didn't I? Now I'm repeating myself like an old person. You know how old people, or I should say, be nice and say seniors, you know how they repeat the same story over and over and over until it's like, you know, like every time you see them, they tell you the same story like 8,000 times? Yeah, I'm starting to do that now. I'm only 42, but you'll probably hear me repeat myself 9,000 times. Okay, really cool. And my jelly plate is almost completely clean, which is pretty badassery. So I'm going to now clean off my plate while my thing is drying. We are going to use it again though, but I'm cleaning it anyway. I'm going to do some contrasting. Okay, so my camera rudely interrupted me by shutting off, but I had too much on there. I had to take some stuff off from before. So anyway, it's dry now. It's dry, it's fabulous, and I've decided that I'm going to do two because I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm going to do one where you don't need a jelly plate. Isn't that cool? So that you can do it too, as long as you have score tape or some sort of double-sided adhesive tape type of stuff. You don't have to specifically have score brand. If you have another, you can use your Xyron. If you have a Xyron, you can run this through your Xyron when we're done decorating it and then cut it into strips with your cutter. So there's many ways to do this. So as long as you have double-sided tape or a Xyron or something of that nature, you can make this stuff. And I'm going to show you the other way when I'm done with the jelly plate. I love how cold this thing is. It's always cold. So if I ever don't have air conditioning, I could just lay my arms and legs on it. So, okay, so now that we have our base color and our base pattern down on here, now we're going to work on putting some style to it. And I have a few stencils that I'm going to use. I'm not going to probably use that one, but I'm probably going to use this one and maybe do some polka dots. And then I've got like this cool flower border and stuff. So we're going to play with the stencils a little bit. And what I'm going to do is mix some contrasting colors on here. And I'm thinking like, I'm thinking Can you smell the smoke? Because I'm thinking. I want like maybe this color. This turquoise. Let's see. Maybe some turquoise and some of this. It's called Cloudless. It's pretty. That, and I would like some metallic still. Maybe I'll use the white metallic still. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm trying to think. If I could find that blue metallic, I'd be happy. I don't know what I did with it. I gotta go get more metallic paints is what I need to do. I plan on going and getting myself some more metallics because metallics are my favorite for the Gelli Plate for sure. Ah, here it is. I found it. Yeah, so we're gonna do some metallic blues. Just different blues I think would work. Maybe a dark purple would work on here, like a really super dark purple too. Trying to think. Yeah, like this. It's called Royal Violet. I think that'll be nice too. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to basically put, I'm going to put some paint down and then we're going to put some stencils down. That's probably how I'm going to do it. I had to think about that for a second. But yeah, I thought to myself when the camera shut off and I went and unloaded my phone and let that thing dry, I thought to myself, you know, there are people out there that don't have a Gelli Plate. You know, what can I do to show them how to do something so that they don't feel left out? Because I hate, you know, I hate to think that I'm doing all these Gelli Plate things and some of you don't have one. However, you do have the means to make one now, fairly cheap. So there's no excuse now. Come on, make a Gelli Plate. Make me proud. Ooh, let's get some blue. Blue. Some purple. I'm just gonna make a big old mess with some blues and purples. I don't know how I have all these paints that I've never used. I know I have a lot of paint. I have a lot of these cheap paints. I have a ton of these cheap paints. Like seriously, like way too many cheap paints. I have an entire rolling cart with 5 drawers in it that are filled to the brim, can't fit anymore, of these cheap paints. And then, on top of that, Deco Arts is sending me an ass load of more expensive paints, which I cannot wait to play with. Yeah, and I'm going to throw a little bit of this metallic in, just a little. Even though it's already in the background, I don't care. And no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now we're going to go through. Ooh, how pretty. So exciting. I don't like it to mix together where it's all blended. I like it when it's kind of patchy like that. That's my favorite. And I always see people do their Gelli Plates and they just rub and rub and rub and rub and rub like crazy until it's practically all one color. And to me, I'm not a fan of that, personally. I like it to be, sorry. I like it to be all the different colors. So we're going to do some swirly patterns there. Let's see. We'll do some of this down here. This pattern here, which I'm not sure I'll be able to hold. I'll put it against my chesticles. And then we'll do some, we'll do some of that. And then over here, I guess I'll throw this flower one on, like that. So now it's all covered. Now I'm going to stick my paper side down, painted side down, like I did before, and press, and press, and press, and press, and press. And you're going to press it so that you're getting the paint coming through the stencil, because that's what you want. You want the paint to come through the stencil. Kind of like stenciling, except you're doing it backwards. All right, now let's lift and figure out what we got here. Ooh, look at that. How pretty. Doesn't that look beautiful? So pretty. Now what you can do is, and I gotta prepare for this a little bit, and I apologize ahead of time for my mess and such. You can lay your stencils paint side down, like the paint is on there. You lay it down here, put another piece of paper over top of it. I've showed you this in the other video. And then brayer it, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's done, because either brayer it or just rub it with your hands. Because A, it helps clean off your stencil, and then you can put your stencil in water, and B, you get that. So that's pretty cool, right? Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna lift that up. Let's see, we're not done yet because now we've got more to print. So I'm gonna get out some good stuff to print that off. See, look at the swirl pattern. Look what that did. Isn't that cool? All right. And then this was the other side that I pressed down with, and you could see it there. Cool. All right, one more. Whee. Shit. Come on. Okay, so that's the print I got off of there. I think that's pretty cool. And then, if I have a piece of cardstock over here, I'd like to do it on cardstock if possible. Oh, here we go. I got this. I've got this piece of like chipboard stuff. So we're going to lay that there and get this print. And I'm going to take one of these. Nope, not that one. I'm going to take one of these and get it partially printed. Look at that. Look at it. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? That is awesome. Seriously awesome. Look at that. Look at it. And there's that. How cool is that? Very cool, very cool. Take some more of these suckers. And just finish cleaning off my thing. Yeah, my thing. I can even take this and go back over it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You could just layer and layer and layer. It's a lot of fun. That's why you need to make yourself one of these. It is not hard to do, because trust me, it is not hard. I could get at least one more of these off of here. You know, I like to use it all up if I can. I don't like to waste the paint. If I can make some interesting things with it along the way, then fabulous. Very cool. One more. Since I'm out of tags at the moment, I have more tags, but I didn't want to use them all up. I have to buy some more tags, or find some more tags, or make some more tags. I'll just make some tags. I don't know why I said buy them. I can make my own. I don't need to buy them. Just gotta cut them. I wish I had a Cricut blade. I need to get Cricut blades at some point as soon as I have some extra money, because my Cricut is not working at the moment. Alright, I think I've gotten everything I can get off of here. So I'm going to set that aside, and then I am going to clean this off and set it aside, and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything is cleaned up from the Gelli Plate. I went ahead and on the other piece of rice paper did the same thing as I did before, put the score tape on just like that. Now I'm going to flip it over, and on the other side is where we're going to decorate. But we're going to set it aside for just a second, because without a Gelli Plate, this is what we're going to do. We are going to either use a brayer or use a card of some sort, and we're going to put the paint directly on this smooth surface. So you're going to find yourself some sort of smooth surface, whether it's a piece of plexiglass, a piece of glass, one of these smooth type of things, something smooth. Your craft mat would even probably work. And you're going to pick some colors of paint. For me, I'm going to this time use some yellows. So you're basically going to do a Gelli Plate, except without a Gelli Plate. And we're going to do some orange. And of course this one's not open again. And we're going to do a darker orange. So I'm basically doing yellows and oranges. You may have to add more paint depending. I'm going to try it with the card first. Okay. Yeah, this works pretty well. So you're going to spread the paint out with the card. Of course, it doesn't spread as evenly and as perfect as with the Gelli Plate, but you know, we're making do with what we got at this point. So we're going to do that, and then you're going to take your paper and you're going to lay it down into the paint, and you're going to either take a brayer or take your card and go along it. If you have a card, what you'll do is you'll go like this, and you'll just push it down into the paint. Okay? And give it a good rub so that you have good contact with the paint. Okay, and then pick it up, and voila! Look how perfect that is. Isn't that awesome? So awesome! So you don't really need a Gelli Plate. You can do it this way. And then, just like on a Gelli Plate, if I can find my papers, oh, here they are, right in front of me. You're going to take this and you're going to get a print out of it. Not only that, but you can add some texture at this moment, or before. You could have added it. I should have added it before. And just add some texture for the heck of it, and put your paper down. So this is what they call a faux Gelli Plate kind of thing. And you can absolutely do this. It's just as fun. See, look. Just as fun as doing it the other way. Just as cool. It works. It does its thing. It has its purpose. See? You get awesome prints just like that. And I'm going to take one of these papers and sop up some of the paint. And of course, I mean, it doesn't, you know, do exactly perfectly like a Gelli Plate, but it does the job. You know, especially for the washi tape, you know, it might not give you as many prints afterwards like I'm trying to do. It might not give you as many as a Gelli Plate would for that, but it gave me a perfectly nice, I'm perfectly happy with the pattern I got off of it, you know, for this. This is awesome. So I'm letting that dry, and while it's drying, I'm going to clean this off. So to speed along the process of the Gelli Plate drying, I mean of the washi tape, because it's got a thicker layer of paint on it, because of course a lot more pulls up in the first try. So so it's got a lot more paint. I'm going to use the my handy dandy heat gun. Okay, and because it's still really wet, I'm going to let it dry, and I'll come right back as soon as it's dry. So, be back in a second. Okay, so it is now dry. Nice and dry. And what I'm going to do is take some stencils, and instead of putting the stencils on the paint like we did for the Gelli Plate, what we're going to do is take some paint and put it on our thing here. I'm going to do both metallics and regular colors and whatnot. And we're going to have some fun, basically. That's what we're doing. We're going to take a pounce brush, and I'm going to load it with half of that color, half of that color, a little bit of the white, a little bit of the purple, and I'm just going to go along and stencil that design loosely, messily on the stencil, or on the thingamajig. Yeah, you know what I mean. I just put 3 different colors on my brush. That's it. That's all it takes, boys and girls. You don't have to do that. You can do it just with one color, obviously. You could do it however you want to do it. It's yours. Have fun with it. But you're not looking for precision here. You're just looking for slapping some color down, basically. You're not looking for perfection. It doesn't matter whether the whole stencil is you know, is coming through or just parts of it. Because you want it to look kind of like a jelly print, and they're not perfect, obviously. So just have fun with it. And then when you're done, you lift up and you got Beautimus. So I'm going to finish this all the way down just because I can. And voila! How beautiful is that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with one stencil and then move over and stamp with the next stencil, which is going to be, I'm going to do I want to do that? I guess I can do this one. I haven't done this one yet. I'll start at the top so I don't put my, yes, exactly what I just did. Such a dork. A dork. I'm going to do this one in some green. I'm going to start out with. Orange and green go together, right? That looks groovy. Alright, I'm going to get some more paint. I'm going to wipe off that area. I'm going to add some more of the purple and the silk and the metallic blue, because I really like the way that looks. Now I'm going to do some of this vine here. Very nice, very nice. And I'll do the other vine as well. I might as well. Alright, and we're done with that stencil. Put that in the water so that it doesn't dry. It's important. And now for the rest of it, I'm going to use bubble wrap. I'm going to use up what's on here. And actually, this is probably the best way to get the paint on here, is to use the pouncy thing. And then put some of the glue on here too. Pounce it on. And then just lay it down. And voila. Beautimus! Beautimus, beautimus, beautimus. Put some here. There we go. I'll wipe this off a little bit. I don't care much about this having paint on it. Don't bother me much. Okay, so the next step after that is done is to decide whether or not you want to throw some stamping on there. Now, I have decided that that's what I want to do. So I've got my archival ink, and I've got some stamps. I've got a music note. You're going to basically use background stamps. And you're just going to just go along and put some stamps down. Now if I could find my stamp pad, that would be all the better. Crap, what did I do with it? Alright, having a pad under there is always better. You get a better print if there's something cushy underneath of the stamp when you're stamping. Okay. Clean the stamp. I've got a script stamp here. Let's put some script. Which is always nice. And you're not looking for perfection. You're just being random. Now you could do the same thing on this one if you'd like, but I'm not going to on that one. I just did it on the one to show you. Okay, so that's what you can do to make them really kind of multi-layered and fun. Just kind of like I did almost similar to the way I did when I did the masking tape washi, which is back quite a few videos. If you look back, I also did that washi. So now the next step, and pretty much the final step, is cutting your washi out. And it's always best to cut it from the back because you can see better what you're doing. And pretty much just cut right at the edge of the score tape as close as you can to it without obviously cutting the score tape. And you could keep these strips if you have any long strips and use those for collaging. I'm not going to worry about the little strips, but in between the tapes really, but the bigger ones on the ends that I didn't have tape on. And here's your first piece of washi tape. How cool is that? Look how gorgeous that is. It's a very artsy, beautiful, shimmery piece of washi. You can go as far as adding yeah, can't speak because I'm trying to cut this without cutting the tape. I'm not doing such a good job. So this one's going to be uneven as hell. Huh. That's okay. Stickles. You can add stickles for a little sparkle in spots if you want to. I mean, you could dress these up any which way you want. It's really anything goes. It's yours. Do what you please with it. But this is just an idea. It gives you a way. That's just the strip that was empty, but there's the washi. It gives you a way to do this whether you have a Gelli Plate or don't have a Gelli Plate. You know, if you don't own stamps, I'm sure you can find things like corrugated cardboard or things that you can use as a stamp to put a pattern on, you know, with some ink or some paint. You don't even have to use ink. Use black paint. There are a lot of things that you can do. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and cut them all out on camera. Should be enough to give you an example of how they come out. Hopefully you could see them well enough to see that they are beautiful and very pretty. And yes, they're on a Rascal Flatts mouse pad. But yeah, they're awesome. And so you got to make sure when you use them that you understand that score tape is extremely sticky. So make sure you know where you're going to stick them. You know, it's not like washi tape, which is like pretty much repositionable because that has, you know, a crappy kind of stick to them. This has a really good stick, so make sure you do, like let's say you wanted to put it in a line, you would peel off some of the backing and then lay it down and then peel off the rest, like peel it off a little at a time. Do you know how, I'm sure you know how to do that. That's the best way, but these are gorgeous. I love them. I'm going to finish cutting these out off camera. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have fun making your Gelli Plate washi or your faux Gelli Plate washi, and let me know how yours come out. Show me some pictures. So that's it. I hope you guys have a great week. Make sure you do what you love what you do, and be nice to people. I love you guys. Have a great week. Bye. Mwah.